Good evening. It is Saturday, July 25th, 2026. My name is Jake Maaske, and this is the Debateless Weekly News Recap. Follow us at Debateless on X, Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube and Rumble if you like what you see. Thank you for 100 subscribers, by the way. That's a milestone. Going to be pushing for 500. Please subscribe if you haven't, if you like what you see. Now, this is the week of social experiments, it seems, all over the place. You got some New York City chaos involving foreign blood feud. You got Ilhan Omar's sister in some fraud trouble. Shocker. Shiloh Hendrix convicted of disorderly conduct. And Zohran Mandani's LARP this past week. So let's get right into it with our first one on the screen here. Immediately after Trump's bombshell address where he pointed at China for infiltrating the 2020 election, Trump made it seem unlikely that we'd be going after them for doing so, saying, I quote, "It took place a long time ago. I think China is maybe a little different today than it was then. But look, they do things, we do things to them. I'll be honest, we do things to them too." Right. A little annoying that I am always gung-ho to punishing China whenever we get the opportunity, but I get it. This is more of a domestic, internal issue requiring us to look in the mirror. Like he said last week, we're prone to being hacked, basically meaning that more than just China is capable, has potential of weakening our election security, infiltrating our elections. So, yeah, again, a little annoying, but it is what it is. I'm interested to see what precautions go into 2028, what precautions will be made come 2028. As we know, I mentioned this last week, this year for 2026 elections, election monitors will be stationed at select states, Michigan being one that I have my eyes on, for example. So we'll see, especially with cybersecurity, what goes on in 2028. I suppose we get there when we get there. Going to move on to more Trump activity here. Tariffs are back in the headlines, of course, as 60 U.S. trade partners are hit with 10% and 12.5% tariffs. Canada, Mexico, China among them. I actually got this little globe that I'll go to play around with. I encourage you to do it too. Oh, just zoomed out heavily. And you can kind of just see, you know, where's what? You can play around with it a little bit. I encourage it if you are interested in that sort of thing. Canada was hit even further earlier this week with 50% tariffs on select items. Funny enough, this was right after, and I'm saying immediately right after, Canada's wildfires polluted American air. That was a disaster. That was funny enough. Like, Canadians are supposed to be polite and all that. This was like the one thing when they were in the wrong, where they were like being aggressive toward us, pretty much saying we deserve it or whatever. Just Canada being annoying as always. But yeah, they're getting smacked with tariffs. Carney has said he is open to negotiate. Of course he is. He'll do whatever we want. He's kind of just a clown in himself. I will always remember him when he was running with his phrase, "I'm just a simple guy from the prairie." Like, shut the fuck up. Like, Canada will do what we want. Just more tariff news. I really have nothing else to add to this. I have this next one is from the previous week, which I did not go over. I decided to include it because it is relevant to what I've talked about in the past. This the Indian truck drivers, the foreigners getting CDL drama. We got Trump admin investigating 75 truck driver schools for fraud, helping non-citizens get licenses. The Department of Homeland Security, Mullen, goes, "Too many American lives have been lost in completely avoidable accidents." You're telling me. I'm glad to see that they're pressing on with this obvious issue. Because, yeah, they'll just kill them. That's the thing, man. A ton of footage back in the winter and spring was going public of primarily Indian truck drivers just mindlessly slamming into traffic jams and just killing people left and right. No remorse, by the way. I will emphasize again on that. They never show any remorse. They look around like a kid who got troubled in elementary school. He's getting detention. He's like, oh, uh-oh. They only show any emotion because they know they're getting in trouble. Hell, some of these truck drivers don't even speak English. How did they even get there? That's the question that we have been asking for a long time now. And I'll continue with the Department of Homeland Security law enforcement is partnering with the Department of Transportation to eliminate CDL fraud, strengthen the integrity of the CDL system, and investigate commercial driver's license schools throughout the country. This is a whole of government approach to keep America's roads safe. Continue with you. The United States Department of Transportation has spent the last year rooting out bad actors from our trucking industry. We've knocked over 24,000 drivers off our roads for failing to speak English. 4 states to cancel for failing to speak English. What do you know? There it is. 24,000. That's insane. I'll continue. 4 states to cancel over 28,000 licenses illegally issued to foreign drivers and purged over 9,500 unqualified training schools from our registry. So yeah, thank God. I'm glad this is continuing swimmingly. I had issued concern for it. I expressed concern for it months ago. Wow, it's imperative that we get on this case, and thankfully they are. It's also imperative that those who facilitate this, the ones that are hiring them, get in trouble too. Those are just straight up traitors at this point. I'm glad that's the way this road has seemed to be heading for punishing them. So thank God. That's a happy little update. Happy little update on the CDL drama for this year, and I'm sure I will be talking more about it in the near future. Continuing on, we're going to rotate from India to Somalia. This one, of course. Ilhan Omar's sister incorporated her $20 million USAID company using the same home address as major Feeding Our Future convicts, which that was more than a $250 million scheme. And yeah, shocker. Imagine my shock. This is just what they do. They move here, they bring the whole family, and they suck out any money any way they can. How can they exploit us? That's what's going through their mind as they are walking into the country. Just using money that was supposed to go to kids too. Just classic. This classic. No remorse. No dignity. They're like, are you kidding me? Now, in this case though, it isn't just people working in tech. It isn't just gas station people. This is an elected official. Somehow. Ilhan Omar. Always seems to be that I'm talking about her. And Minnesota, for that matter. Just a meme state. Just a state full of memery. Just a joke. And it's just goofy with all the USAID stuff. Like Minnesota liberals would fall for that, by the way. Oh, it's for feeding children. How dare you be against this? And it's like, no. It's not. It's not actually. Would you believe me? Oh, no, you're racist. Whatever. I mean, they're just too high on their own morality to realize that they're getting scammed. You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of an overall leftist mindset where they're just too high, sniffing their own farts, smugly smiling into the distance, without realizing that yeah, they're just getting scammed left and right. And speaking of USAID too. As if it's the whole purpose is to serve everyone but Americans with American wealth. Funding got cut, remember that? I've been seeing, kids are starving in Africa without USAID funding. It's like, okay, why? Why is that? Were we just babysitting entire countries? Is that what was going on? Like, it's really unfortunate that Africans are having kids that they can't feed. Like, are they mentally or physically incapable of doing so? Are they too stupid? Is that what you're saying? When you blame us, when you blame a country thousands of miles away, across the pond, for them starving? Like we don't need to babysit the whole world. I don't know, you kind of just make it sound like that they're just too stupid. No, your words, not mine. But yeah, I mean, Minnesota and fraud just kind of seem to go hand in hand at this point. Honestly insane that Tim Walz was almost VP, speaking of it, because he just lets it go loose. He's either extremely incompetent or evil. I personally think he's on the incompetent side. I think he's just a moron, a very easy pawn to use, thinking he's doing the right thing, but he doesn't have a damn clue. But yeah, thank you, Ilhan Omar, for more bullshit, more embarrassment to our state that's basically just little Canada. At this point, like Minnesota is to Canada as Alberta is to the United States. Like the state itself is just a scam. And honestly, speaking of scams, this is a big one. This one has been going on for a while now. This event, this drama, We have Shiloh Hendrix found guilty of one charge of disorderly conduct in Rochester, Minnesota. So, as I was saying with the experimenting part, previous stories kind of did. You know, Indian truckers, that's pretty experimental. Somalian politicians, that's a wacky one. But this one is just fresh off the press. This one is brand new. The lawfare experiments. The question that is throwing slurs at people punishable. Is that a punishable offense? That's First Amendment, right? Especially if it isn't threatening. You know, that's where the First Amendment does not apply. Legitimate threats. But just throwing slurs. Like in Europe, it most definitely is. They have no First Amendment rights. And now, Minnesota seems to be where this experiment is taking place. Because, of course it is. Where else would it be? You tell me. It has to be Minnesota. Now, should you be ripping slurs at a playground? Probably not. You probably shouldn't be doing that. But to be charged for it, potential 90 days in jail? Compare that to a literal rapist, also in Rochester, Minnesota, only got 180 days. Like, that's some Europe activity. That's what Europe is on right now. Where you got people that literal rapists only getting double the charge of people saying words, non-threatening words. Is that where we are right now? I mean, again, thank God, 50 states, 50 ways of doing things. Minnesota is just one example. But, I mean, this is just where we are here. It's disgraceful. Like, there's no consistency. Like, words are nearly on par with rape. Okay. Minnesota. This is hilarious, too. What's funny is the person that she was ripping slurs at is an alleged sex offender rapist. Because of course he is. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what is Minnesota? Minnesota isn't real. Like, it's literally, kill all rapists, but I would never, ever call them the no-no word. That's where I draw the line. I want to kill them, but I would never say the no-no word at them. Like, who are you people? Anyway, Shiloh has gotten vast online support, both verbally and monetarily, from the right wing. Hundreds of thousands of dollars have been thrown her way. I want to say the number was 900,000, so pushing $1 million have been thrown her way the last year or so since the incident went viral. Now, yeah, this is one of the many battlegrounds in the cultural Cold War where you have these figures get pushed into the limelight publicly. You know, there's video footage of something, and you have people on both the left and right, white and black, I'll get to an example for that in a second, where they just donate to them. They chuck money at them. And it's like ripping slurs for the right wing is kind of what it is. It's like people being racist in public. And then on the left wing, for like your example for this, or Black America, would be like your Carmelo Anthony after stabbing Austin Metcalf. Welcome to 2026 America. Pick your side. Are you going to be on the side of donate to the killer or donate to the slur lady? Those are your choices. 2026 America, baby. Now, back on track. Of course, there has been an appeal. Shiloh's attorney himself couldn't believe it. He went off about it, actually. He made it sound like he was like saying it was a 2-on-1, a 2v1. I want to say that she's going to be fine, but I really don't know. It's fucking Minnesota. It is Minnesota, man. I don't know. The real experiment culture war grounds right there. Overall shit show. You got like Minnesota, your Texas, your Florida, your Ohio are kind of your new age. Like New York and California, you kind of know what's going to happen, right? But with these states, that's the battleground right now. Oh, this is actually a good addition right here. We have this guy. We have this guy. Some dude just came out straight up telling people he scammed them with his face on camera. Like, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're screwed. You're going to get in trouble." And it's like, yeah, Indiana. That's where he is, apparently. Isn't Minnesota. What a goofball. Like, I don't understand. That's like a thing. That's a very, That's minority activity for some reason. They always like to film themselves doing crimes. No secrecy. They flaunt it. At the same time, they'll tell you how scared they are of the police. But isn't that just goofy? Like, if you got away with something like that, are you not hopping on a plane and fucking off? No, they gotta brag about it. Just immediately gets them in trouble. I'm moving on. We got some more experimental activity here. We have New York City Mayor Zohran Mandani doing what he does best. LARPing. Just with such a brave and bold statement. Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal. I haven't seen that once. That's crazy. I can't believe he came out and just said it. It's like, no shit, dude. Nobody likes Netanyahu in the States, man. Like, none of us. Okay, I'm sure there's a small minority that do, but Netanyahu is one of the most hated men in the world. Like, great. What a brave statement. But this absolutely blew up on social media, if you can see it there. Millions upon millions of views. I'm sure the third world ate this sucker up. I wish I could see the engagement, where the engagement is coming from on this post. Because that's the thing about X. That's the thing with globalized internet. You think of old internet, you think of it used to be like Japan and Europe, United States, and that was about it. Maybe a little bit of Latin America. Oh, it's everybody now. I'm sure. This is prime. This is a huge signal for the third world. But that's just what he does. He goes, it's funny too, because in this little address here, it's literally him just going, I can't do anything, but I just want to talk about it and signal. And people are like, this is beast. And it's like, he's literally saying he can't do shit. Like, he's a mayor. You're a mayor, dude. He just yaps. And then he hangs out with Jews when the camera is off. That was so funny, by the way. Right after he got elected, Israel-Palestine conflict boiling up as high as ever before. New York City, the Jewish capital of the United States, votes for this Muslim guy. They're thinking this is like giving him the finger, a good fuck you, to the Jewish people in Israel. And it's like right after he wins, he's celebrating dinner with just only Jews. And people were like, they were feeling betrayed. They couldn't believe it. And it's like, people are idiots, man. People are idiots, man. Oh, actually, let's look at the real NYC. While Zohran LARPs about Netanyahu, who nobody likes, this is what's actually going on in NYC. You got dudes yelling Allahu Akbar, stabbing Jewish people. Great. So glad that New York City has turned into a zone for foreign blood feuds. So awesome. Like that, you want to talk experiments? New York City is a social experiment. It ain't just Italians anymore. I would say remember that, but it's like, no, your grandfather wasn't even born yet when that was going on. But yeah, no, we have the Muslim-Jewish blood feuds in New York City. And this happens more frequently than you'd think. I mean, this is just the consequence of letting anybody and everybody into the country. This is what happens when you bring all these people from all over the world in. They bring their problems with them. They bring their grievances with them. They bring their internal infighting. The Somalia one is like that. There was Somalian infighting in Minnesota because of different factions, for example. But this is what you get. You get foreign blood feuds in a country where no one cares. No one is involved. Why is this happening here? Maybe there was good reason on why the Indians are coming here and the Pakistanis are going to Europe. That might have just been some big strategic activity going on. Thank God. That would suck, man. India and Pakistan infighting, they hate each other. They always threaten each other with nukes. It's hilarious. God, thank God we don't have this. I did see Mandani did have a statement about this, ironically. The people who voted for him are probably more in favor of the stabbing than not, because that's just the mentality they have. And it's just hilarious, yeah. Jewish people pushed for such a diverse NYC. Like, nice. Good job, guys. Reap what you sow. I'm sure I'll be talking plenty more about NYC in the future. Meme City. Minnesota's meme state. This is Meme City. But yeah, Jewish people, oh, we love diversity. It's like, no, do you? Are you sure? Might be time to wake up, guys. I don't know. I mean, this is terrible. Like, actually, I should be serious for this. Actually, pray for the victims. This is awful. I know I'm going off a little bit on ideology, but I mean, it's like, what can you do, man? I can only observe. I can only report it. I can't fix NYC. And this is just what it is. But yeah, well, there will be plenty of New York City topics in the near future, I am sure. And finally, we have in Berlin, this just happened only a few hours ago. Not too long before I hit record. A vehicle just straight up crashes into a pride parade. Unfortunately, there are deaths as well. I mean, you've seen this time and time again. You know, some jihadist. The signs are pointing to a Muslim agitator. Just says fuck it and just rams a car into a bunch of people. Various events. Sometimes it's like national events. In this case, a pride parade. Again, with the experimentation. This is a prime one. The Muslims and gays is a classic. This is a classic one that the left just chooses to ignore, where they just cross their fingers in hopes it works out. It won't. It never will. Like, they live in Disneyland, man. They are not checked into reality. You can't merge homosexuality and Islam. It just won't happen. They'll do shit like this. People will die. Like, it's just the left has no understanding. Like, they just ignore this one. You know, like, the Muslim gay, like, question has been around for a long time. The left just consistently ignores it. You know, they'll just call you a racist. They'll just default to whatever buzzword they last read. And it's like, God, very avoidable situations, but, you know, we gotta cater to everybody, I guess, even though that's literally impossible. And then I thought I'd finish off with this. This is happening in Austin. This is where I live now. I left a nice small town in Nebraska of 30K of normalcy for whatever the hell this is. Whatever the hell this is. What's going on here? This is where I live now. Yep. This is what it's all about. Very nice. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, that's all I got tonight. Thank you for joining me. Follow at Debateless on socials, pumping out content every day. X, Facebook, Instagram, subscribe to YouTube and Rumble. Once again, thank you for 100 subscribers. That does mean a lot to us. And of course, go ahead, check out Matt Forney's interview with Lady Astor this week, talking about the importance of gathering, organization, and keeping things beautiful. I hope you have a good week. I'll be back next Saturday night. And of course, stay blessed.